In this video, I'm going to show you how to connect the BitFocus Companion app to your OBSBOT Tail 2. But what is BitFocus and why should you use it? Well, BitFocus Companion is a free, open source application that provides intuitive control over virtually any device through its built-in web interface or compatible hardware controllers such as the Elgato Stream Deck. Now, what sets Companion apart is the extensive library of over 522 device connectors, significantly expanding the Elgato Stream Deck native software that it can support. So this connectivity allows you to manage a wide range of equipment and services, from video switchers and PTZ cameras to software like ProPresenter, OBS Studio, plus a ton of others. So let's dig in and let me show you how to connect your BitFocus Companion with your OBSBOT Tail 2. To get yourself started, you're going to have to download BitFocus, and BitFocus runs as a web server on your system. It's compatible with both Windows, Mac, and Linux, and you can go to bitfocus.io, just download it, and then when you start it up, you're going to be presented with a little window like this, and it's going to basically show that BitFocus is running. And you can change the ports or anything you want, but once you've launched the UI, you'll see that it pops up here as a local interface IP address running on your system. So we've got connectors, buttons, surfaces, and triggers. I'm going to show you how to connect your Tail 2 to this system. It's not going to be a full BitFocus tutorial, but at least you'll get an idea of how to set this up. Getting BitFocus connected to the Tail 2 is really simple. You just need to make sure that the BitFocus Companion app is running on the same network that your Tail 2 is connected to. And as you know, the Tail 2 can work over NDI, Ethernet, and Wi-Fi. Mine currently is connected just to my Wi-Fi network, and I'll show you how to get the IP address so then you can pop that into BitFocus and get it connected. So let's go over to the phone. I've got the OBSBOT Center app working on my phone right now. If we click over here to the little dots on the bottom right, we can look in the general settings. You can see, first of all, that my output mode is all disabled. So NDI, RTSP, UVC, in fact, is all disabled. I'm just using the OBSBOT virtual camera to connect to my system while I'm recording this. And if we go all the way down to the bottom, we go to About Device here. And when we click on About Device, you can see the Wi-Fi network I'm actually connected to. Now, this is the RTSP stream. You don't need that for this. All you need is the network option here, the wireless IP, and that's going to tell you what IP address I'm going to use to connect to the BitFocus Companion app. So let's get over to BitFocus and let's connect it to the Tail 2 and show you how all this works. Let's take a look at how we get BitFocus to talk to the Tail 2 so we can adjust some of the settings. So on this particular scene here, I've got my OBSBOT camera over there, and I've also got another camera pointing at it just so you can see when I'm actually moving the buttons on the BitFocus Companion app in the UI. It's going to obviously be changing things within the camera itself. So just a quick run through of the UI itself. It's a web page, as you can see, but obviously you can connect this to other systems. You can have remote people coming in and configuring and setting up your OBSBOT camera as well. But for the purpose of this, it's just running locally on my machine right now. So the connections are the ones that we're going to be looking at in a minute. That's a list of manufacturers' interfaces that are compatible with BitFocus. You could configure this yourself from scratch, but there are a number of different options for you and plugins available already. As I mentioned at the top of this video, there's over 522 devices that are supported by BitFocus Companion, and OBSBOT is obviously one of them. Buttons gives you the overall UI view. It just looks like a Stream Deck. So effectively, these are your buttons that you're going to be configuring to make the various changes to the camera, whether that be zooming in, panning left and right, changing the white balance. There's lots of things you can do out of the box with the plugin that OBSBOT provides with BitFocus. But this is the view that you would be using to basically actuate and control these various settings. You can connect to your Stream Deck. Here I've got my Elgato Stream Deck plugin. I'm not going to show you that in this particular video, but needless to say that BitFocus expands the use cases for the Elgato Stream Deck and gives you much more flexibility. And then there's lots of other settings down here. That's for another time, for another BitFocus video, but right now let's just get some settings into the main console here and configure some buttons. So let's go back to connections, and here we have a full list of everything that's supported. Let's just type in OBSBOT. And basically you get the main OBSBOT controller that OBSBOT are provided. You can see here that it's the OBSBOT Center app. It's compatible with the Tail 2, the Tiny 4K, in fact, pretty much everything that OBSBOT supports currently. Let's click on Add, and you get a list of the different module versions. Just pick the latest. That's the one that's going to be the most compatible with your existing setup, and let's click on Add. So you'll see currently that the connection is spinning, and that's because it hasn't got the right IP address. So we need to put in the right IP address for the OBSBOT, which in our case was 192.168.1.49. Once you put the address in, don't forget to click the Save button. And once you've hit the Save button, you'll see that it's turned green, meaning that now we have a connection between the BitFocus application and the Tail 2 camera. And now you can start adding some buttons and controlling your OBSBOT using BitFocus. So let's go and take a look at how we do that. We go back to the buttons, and we're going to now add some buttons to this view. So on the right-hand side here, you've got pages, which are basically the layout for the buttons for the control surface, and presets. And presets are the control presets that we've just downloaded. We only have one in this particular case, but you could have a bunch listed here. You could have OBS software, Ecamm, things like that. Although the Ecamm plugin that I've seen is actually a little bit out of date, so I wouldn't recommend using that for that. But let's just click on the OBSBOT Center. So what you get here is a list of preset commands that are available to use with BitFocus. So we've got gimbal, which you can move the gimbal around. We'll do that in a second. Image, which is really cool because you can turn on autofocus, turn it off, change auto exposure, change the white balance settings, color temperature, manual focus, all these cool things. In other, you can turn mirror mode on or off, so you can mirror the image. And obviously this is specific to a number of cameras. In the Tail 2, you've got start recording, stop recording, take a snapshot, actuate your presets, turn on the Only Me function, all the good stuff that you get with the Tail 2. And then with the Tail 2, obviously, because it's an optical zoom, you can play around with the zoom levels with the various ones. So let's go ahead and add a couple of these buttons to our setup. First off, I'm just going to add the gimbal. So all I do is click and drag, just similar to what you do with Stream Deck if you've ever played with that. And I'm just going to pop them down here, left and right. Boom, boom, boom. So if you click on one of the buttons and you click on it, it's actually not going to do anything right now. You have to hit the Shift key in order for the button to move. But before we do that, you can basically look at the configuration settings for each of the button. And it's quite customizable, much more than the Stream Deck, because you can effectively give things like a name, you can add background colors, add graphics and so on, similar to what you can do with the Stream Deck. But you can actually change the parameters for the various buttons as well. So in this case, we've got the move speed set to 100. I'm going to change that to 20 to make it a bit slower. You've also got a slider that you can move here. I'm just going to save that as 20. And this is basically the action that you get when you press the button. So step 1 is in the press actions. Now you've also got the option to do something when you release the button. So in this particular case, OBSBOT's already set this for you, and it basically says stop moving up. So let's move the gimbal up. You'll be able to see in the camera here and in my view. I'm just going to hit the Shift key and the whole background to the controller goes red, and I'm just going to hit the up arrow and you can see that it's moving the gimbal up. In fact, I'll just move that down with the other button and left and right, just like you would expect with the movement. So again, really easy to be able to control the OBSBOT with this. You can change the move speed and so on with the other ones as well. I'm just going to set them all to 20, like that, and like that. So it's just a little bit of a smoother action when you're moving this around as well. So as you can see, it's pretty cool at panning with this, and it's very responsive. You know, this is being controlled via IP, so the latency, the delay is pretty minimal. So you're really going to get a good sort of responsive feedback from using these buttons with this as well. If you've got something with rotary controls, you can action and enable that as well. And then you can actually save this, test it, and do all these other things. You can change the font to make the font bigger, give it a name, and all that kind of good stuff. So similar to what you can do with the Stream Deck. Let's go and add some other buttons. So let's go back to presets, and let's click on the OBSBOT Center. And I want to just play around with the zoom functions. So I'm going to bring this one in here, which is zoom 50%. Now, if I didn't want it to be at 50%, I could just make it, let's say, at 10% zoom. You can then obviously change this. I'm going to change this to zoom 10%. You can make the text bigger if we want to. Put that on another line, like that. Okay, put a space in there. So now when I hit this button, I should be zooming in by 10%. Let's see what happens. Boom. Indeed it is. And then I haven't got anything with the release action here. So I could potentially add the release action that would set the zoom back to 0. So if I keep the button pressed, it's 10%. And as soon as I let go, it would be back to 0% zoom if we wanted to do that. Let's bring another preset in here. Let's do another zoom. And let's do the zoom minimum. So it's going to zoom all the way out when I use this button here. So let's click on Shift, and we're going to just zoom all the way out. And that's how far I was zoomed in before. So let's just go and set this zoom level to maybe 5%. And then click on that. And that'll just zoom me straight in. So you can see how easy and quick it is to actually get this set up and running on BitFocus. So let me show you this other feature in BitFocus whereby there is an action applied on the release of a particular button. So obviously when you press a button, it's going to do a function, but as soon as you release that button, it can also do something else. So here's one particular use case you might find useful. What we're going to do is we're going to add a preset position to the tail 2, and on release of the button, it's going to start recording. So let's go to an empty space. Let's go to presets, click on the OBSBOT Center. Let's first of all go on to tail 2, and we'll click and drag our preset 1 into here. So if I just click on preset 1, it's basically set as it is now. In fact, let me just do preset 2 to show you the difference. So there's preset 2, and I've set the OBSBOT to basically whip into shape as soon as it flips to the next preset. You can obviously change that as well, but I've got mine set to very fast, just so you can see the difference. And we're going to action this on preset 1. So right now we're on preset 2. Let's go back. And if we click on preset 1, we can see here that the press action is set to trigger preset number 1. We can change that if we want. But what do we want to do when the button is released? So in this case, we'll hit this little folder here, which gives us a list of both internal and OBSBOT specific actions. We'll click on OBSBOT, and then I'm going to scroll down until I see where it says start recording. So we can click on that, click on done, and then I'm going to hit my shift button to action it. I'm going to hit on preset 1, and you'll see that it's set to preset 1. And you'll see from the other camera, it started flashing now, meaning that recording is now in progress. So let's add a preset to stop that recording. Go back to tail 2, drag that in there, click on this, and you heard the beep, and now the OBSBOT has actually stopped recording. One other quick thing that you can do with the BitFocus Companion is to give some visual representation of when the button has been actioned. You can do something similar in Stream Deck, but this gives you a little bit more control. In this case, I'm going to just change the color of a button once it's pressed to show that something's actually happening. And I'll do that on the stop recording button. So if we click on the stop recording button in the edit button menu at the top here, you've got all these lists of controls that we've looked at before. Step one is obviously what happens when we press the particular button. In this case, it's stop recording. But the thing that gives you some feedback, visual representation, if you like, is called feedbacks. So click on the feedbacks tab, and we can actually add one ourselves. So let's click on this little folder here, and you click on internal, and you have a list of things that you can do with the button. You can do another step, use another button style. When pushed, change the style of the button when it's being pressed, and that's what we're going to look at right now. So we click on change the style of a button when being pressed. Click on that, and you'll see that we've got a list down here. You can change things like the text. For example, you can change the color, or we can change the color of the background. So let's just change the color of the background to a nice bright green color. So when I hit the stop recording, now it just basically changes color to green. And that's a really good way of just indicating what's going on with the button as well. One thing I wanted to point out is down here at the bottom, there is a list of other actions. And you've got emulator, which is a device that you can plug in, but we've got this other option here called web buttons. And if I click on that, you get a huge visualization now of the control surface that you've just created. So this is really good for having maybe on an iPad or another device. So now you can see a big visual view of the buttons that you're doing, and they all work just the same way. So if I hit the shift button here, it's going to shift to these different presets. It's going to start recording again. I'll just stop recording and leave it on that particular preset. One of the other advantages of using BitFocus over the native Stream Deck application is that if you are in a multi-camera setup, the Stream Deck application currently only supports connections to 4 cameras. BitFocus Companion doesn't have this limitation. Actually, it depends on how many IP addresses and connections you have to your particular networked cameras. But from BitFocus's perspective, if you have a multi-camera setup, then you can control unlimited amount of OBSBOT cameras with the BitFocus Companion app. So you can see there's a ton of different things you can do with BitFocus. It's much more configurable as the Stream Deck, and you can use it with a Stream Deck controller as well. So you really do get the best of both worlds. So let me know in the comments how you're using BitFocus with your OBSBOT camera. This, as I mentioned, is compatible with a wide range of the OBSBOT series. I just wanted to show you this particular one on the Tail too, but there's lots of things that you can set up and do with this as well. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.